Hey everybody, welcome right back to the channel, man. Welcome back. Oh man, college football that Saturday was legendary, was magical. We're gonna recap that, and also talk about the playoff selection and how it's gonna come up, I believe tonight. Um, Before we get into everything and before we get into the college football stuff, my name is Isaiah Alston, and welcome back to the IDA Kings Video Production Channel. And if you like the channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you like the videos, also hit the like button on them videos. Comment under the videos as well, and if you want to hit the bell notification so you can know when I post and upload a new video. Um, Saturday was pretty interesting. Saturday was amazing. When it came down to it, Ohio State ended up beating Purdue 34-10. Was magical, was special. All type of great stuff there. Sand did good. Tate was out, but Jeremiah Smith did great again, and opened the field up for a lot of people. Um, and Purdue struggled against Ohio State. Clearly, the defense was fantastic once again. Um, Ohio State showed again why they're the number one team in the country. Indiana, the number two team, was competitive against a Penn State team who was competitive with Ohio State the first half till they started getting blown out. That game was magical. That's probably the game of the year. Okay, that game was fun from start to finish, especially in that fourth quarter. That was magical stuff that happened in that fourth quarter from both teams. Penn State's quarterback has been really, really competitive in the games he's had to start since Drew Allar's been out. And Mendoza might have won the Heisman. I mean, he had a drive where it was so magical that he needed to have to win the game as they were down by 4. He went down, had a great, great drive, led to a touchdown pass to the receiver, great receiver, catching the ball, made a fantastic historical catch in that end zone that at first was questioned if it was in bounds, and it was clearly in bounds. That was good on Sundays, okay? Flat out amazing. Just legendary stuff that happened in that game. Shout out to both teams for a magical game. Texas A&M ended up pulling away against Missouri on the road in Missouri, 38-17. Reed looked real good. The team, the offense at Texas A&M looked fantastic. Coach Elko, flat out is amazing head coach since he's been there from Duke. He's been special as well. Alabama ended up doing a really, really good job against LSU. They struggled a little bit, put a little struggle in there. Shout out to, um, you know, um, Alabama for still winning. Only allowing LSU to get 9 points total, and stuff like that. Um, LSU made it tough for him a little bit, was putting in, but but the offense was still struggling, man. The offense was still struggling to put points up, man. They were still struggling to move down the field. Even after firing Coach Kelly, they still struggled. If you watch that game, Georgia put a lot of put a beat down on Mississippi State, 41-21. Uh, a shocker overall in this game was Texas Tech beating BYU 29-7. Texas Tech looks like a real great football team. BYU, I thought would play better. But Texas Tech was just amazing. They blitzed them early and finished them late. Great game by Texas Tech. Made a lot of great plays, a lot of great decisions in that game. Another close game, probably a shocker to some people. It was Oregon versus Iowa. Iowa almost won the game, but Oregon got a late game-winning field goal in that game. It was great defense from both sides, though. Oregon's defense and Iowa's defense was flat out amazing. That, if you love defense, that was a picture perfect way of playing defense. In the run game, pass game, made the quarterbacks put the quarterbacks in bad position, made them look uncomfortable as well. That was great stuff right there. Another real close game, upset when Wake Forest upsetting Virginia at Virginia. Flat out, man. Flat out, Wake Forest did some good stuff in that game. Great defense from them as well. Put Virginia in bad situations offensively. Okay. Another upset loss. California winning in overtime, 29-26, beating Louisville, the number 15 ranked team in the country. Beat them Playoffs is going to be changing. Obviously, the rank is going to change after a few of these upsets. Vanderbilt almost got upsetted. Auburn was really putting it to them, man, giving them all they can handle. Then Vanderbilt came back, ended up winning in final overtime. Right, that game was fun, magical, special. The overtime was amazing, high scoring game. Right, flat out high scoring game, crazy wildness, back and forth. And let me tell you something. Auburn has really been competitive. They fired Coach Hugh Freeze. But they look good, man. They look good in this game. They were competitive in this game. Wisconsin ended up beating Washington. Wisconsin beat Washington, who's ranked number 23. And also, people are talking about maybe they should fire Luke Fickell. Coach Luke Fickell did a good job getting them ready to go and winning the game, right, against Washington. Great stuff right there. West Virginia was in a close, tough battle with Colorado. They ended up winning 29-22, kept their season hopes alive. Colorado is out of the bowl eligibility this year as well. James Madison, who's in that group of 5 conversation for the playoffs, ended up getting a big win against Marshall. Okay, big win against Marshall, 35-23. Overall was real crazy, real unbelievable. Arizona was in a close game with Kansas, ended up beating them. TCU ended up losing by 3 to Iowa State. And Duke ended up losing by 3 in a high-scoring game to UConn, 37-34. Shout out to UConn and Coach John. He's a beast up there. North Carolina got another big win against Stanford. Clemson ended up winning against Florida State, even though Clemson is basically out of the bowl season, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And Nebraska ended up getting a big win against UCLA. UCLA gave them all they could handle. UNLV is in that conversation for the bowls as well, conversation for the playoffs. They won 42-10. And Hawaii ended up blowing out San Diego State. Shocker, 38-6. That's a shocker, okay? And they've had some really shockers this year. And I remember the week 1 against Stanford, man, they get put up a shocker there. This is even bigger than that, 38-6, big-time whooping, big-time blowout. But overall, the season's been good. The playoff committee is coming up into this situation, coming up in a big situation as well. They're coming in, playing well, doing their thing when it comes to the committee, trying to see how this is going. A few things that could obviously change. A few teams are going to definitely be lower down. Obviously, Vanderbilt they had a close win. I don't know if that will affect them, but I know for a fact Washington is probably going to be out of the top 25 after losing to Wisconsin. Louisville could sneak out, and Virginia could sneak out. They might sneak out of the top 25. Maybe they might stay on the bottom end of it probably, but yeah, they're not going to be 14-15. They're going to drop for sure. Iowa was in a close game with Oregon. I don't know if they'll be out of the top 25, but they were in a close game with the number 9 team in the country. BYU is obviously going to drop. Texas Tech's probably going to raise up a little bit as well. And the other teams, the top 4 teams, man, ended up getting wins. I don't know if Indiana's going to drop. I think Ohio State will stay number 1 for sure. And I don't know if Indiana's going to drop down below 3 or whatever, but, the top 6 teams are probably going to stay within that vicinity of it. That's my predictions of it overall. I don't know who's going to be in there. I mean, UNLV could jump into the top 25, a lot of different things can happen within the rankings and stuff like that. So it's going to be really fun to see a lot of things go down when it comes to that. And another thing in this video, we'll talk about the NFL too. We'll talk about the NFL because it was crazy in the NFL as well. Wildness going on in the NFL as well. It was crazy. I mean, week 10 was unbelievable. Wildness. We already talked about that Thursday game. In the morning, Sunday, though, Colts ended up getting a big clutch win. All right, the Falcons gave them everything, man. But the Colts came back, got a big win, got a game-sealing touchdown. Jonathan Taylor I think he's leading the MVP race for real. I think he is. I think he is leading the MVP race. For sure, not even, to me, debatable. He's leading into that category, in my opinion. I really believe that deep down. flat out for sure. They ended up winning 31-25 in final overtime. Okay, flat out. The Jets ended up beating the Browns 27-20. The Browns, it's really interesting because Coach Stefanski's probably going to get fired. I don't know if he has a thing for not wanting to play Shador. I'm not sure why that is. I can't tell you. But I am shocked by it because Dylan Gabriel has been shockingly not as good as I thought he was personally. But the Browns did say he could process things fast. It looked like he could to me when he was in college. But and accurate and all that stuff, he has been way worse than that. Even in the preseason, I thought Shador looked better than Dylan Gabriel. But I thought the way they were portraying him is they were portraying him as he doesn't process as much as Dylan Gabriel. I'm telling you right now, Dylan Gabriel is way worse than I thought he was. He's way worse than most people were led to believe. And they're not even looking into other situations when it comes to Shador and other players. So it's unbelievable. The Browns are probably going to fire Stefanski. The Jets got another big win after making big trades. Shout out to them, to the Jets. They did a great job in that game. They ended up losing, winning by a touchdown. The Browns ended up making bad decisions in the game, penalties, things of that nature too. So it was tough. The Texans were down 29 to, I believe, 10, if I'm not mistaken, 29-10. They ended up winning the game, scoring 20-something unanswered points, ended up winning 36-29, and dominated in that fourth quarter, and made magical play after magical play after magical play. It was legendary stuff that happened. Flat out amazing. The Texans are fighting to try to win that division over the Colts, if not make the playoffs. We'll see how that goes, because the Colts are looking like the number 1 or 2 team in the AFC. The Dolphins ended up blowing out the Bills 30-13. Unbelievable what happened in that game. That was probably the shocker of the year. Okay, the Dolphins struggling, looking like a lottery team, coming in beating them Bills down. Okay, beating them Bills down. Remember, the Bills ended up getting a big win against some Kansas City Chiefs. And that's shocking to me. A big whooping out there in Miami. The Patriots did a great job getting a big win against a great team in the Buccaneers. Flat out, man, the Patriots are a great team. I mean, under Mike Vrabel, they're a great football team, well coached, well disciplined, well ran, a very well ran organization. Flat out looking like the old school Patriot type teams. He's flat out amazing. The Bears end up getting a big win against the Giants, 24-20. They fired Coach Dable. Was not shocked after firing him. I understood why they fired him. Made sense to me. The Bears got a big win against them. The Bears showed a lot of greatness in that game and in the season. They're looking good. Caleb Williams is looking great. I thought he looked good last year. He's looking even better this year. Flat out amazing. And Coach Johnson's been amazing too. He's been flat out amazing. The Ravens are looking like they are probably going to win the AFC North. They end up winning 27-19 against the Vikings. Flat out amazing. Flat out got a big win, big W. Okay, big win and big W's. The Saints end up getting a big win against the Panthers. Shocking. They end up getting another big win against the Panthers. Can't believe the Panthers end up losing a game they should have won easily. Unacceptable, obviously. And then the Seattle Seahawks blew out the Cardinals 44-22. Dominated. Seattle looks fantastic. Looked like a great team in AFC. The Lions ended up getting a big win against the Commanders. I know they are hurt. I was shocked because the offense looked good. But Dan Campbell took over the play calling. I'm not sure why he took over play calling. There's something obviously that he's seeing that we all haven't that he doesn't like in there, and he wants to change it up. So I'm not sure why, but we will see when they play against the Eagles if it works out. Because I'm assuming he's going to do the play calling again against the Eagles. So that's going to be interesting. I want to see how that goes. The 49ers ended up getting a big loss against the Rams, 42-26. The Rams beat them 42-26. Matthew Stafford looks like a legend out there again. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, but this guy's a masterful player. He's a beast. Shout out to him. He's a beast. Okay, 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in I believe 3 to 4 straight games. That's an all-time record. Okay, that's never happened in history. He's that dude for a reason. The Chargers blew out the Steelers. Really, it started out 3-2. It was close. Defensive struggle, defensive force. Both defenses were really good. And then all of a sudden, after that 3-2 start, the Chargers dominated and ended up going up 25-3. The Chargers didn't. The Steelers did not score. The Steelers did not score until the fourth quarter, last drive or whatever. Sympathy points basically at that point. The Steelers don't look that great. They're inconsistent. I think they're 1-3 in the last 4 games. Beating the Colts, tough team. Shocked that they even beat the Colts after how they've looked in 3 of those losses. It's unbelievable. But the Steelers are and have to get better. I mean, overall, defensively, they got to get better. The offense has to be more consistent. Aaron Rodgers definitely in that game. He has to play better. He admitted that. He had to play better. And I believe they will, and I believe they'll be fine. Now, I don't know if they'll win the division. The Ravens are coming on their heels. They got to be careful. They got to play them twice. So they got to be careful of them Steelers, man. It's going to be tough. So they got to be cautious. Another game that was really wild defensively. It was 0-0 at halftime. Eagles ended up winning 10-7. Okay, clearly I think they missed a field goal. And then the Packers ended up missing a game-winning field goal. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The offenses were struggling, but I think it's because mostly the defenses. Okay, the defenses were flat out amazing. Michael Parsons, all of them on the Packers was flat out amazing. The Eagles, man, they had Carter, in that big fella in the middle. And then that defense overall was amazing. I know the Eagles had a little bit of struggle in game 1, but since then they've been more consistent defensively. This game was flat out magical against a great high-powered offensive Packers. Okay, it was great stuff overall. Great stuff. So that was a great game. And I know games are coming up, obviously, in college football tonight, Tuesday, and stuff like that, going on through Friday, obviously. And then, obviously, in the NFL, there's Thursday night game as well. But, man, it's been fun. College football in the NFL was special, was amazing, was flat-out legendary stuff happening. And I hope y'all enjoyed this weekend of football right here. In the next video, we'll talk about, college basketball a little bit. They just started a few games in. Nothing crazy happened. Not too many games happened. It was about 2-3 games a piece or something like that for different teams, depending on who played, depending on the schedules. And then the NBA, man, it's been wild. Okay, wild stuff happened in the NBA as well. We'll talk about that in the next video. All right. Hope y'all have a good one. Okay, and I hope y'all like the video. Comment, subscribe, share, and post. Okay, please. Okay, have a good one, man. Peace.